Once upon a time, in the 1st century of the Hijri calendar, there was a pious young man dedicated to seeking knowledge. However, he was very poor. One day, he left his house extremely hungry, searching for any food to eat, but found nothing to quell his hunger. His path led him to an orchard filled with apple trees, and one of the branches hung low over the road. He was tempted to eat an apple to satisfy his hunger, thinking that one apple wouldn't be missed. So, he plucked an apple and ate it quickly. But as he returned home, his conscience began to bother him, as is often the case with true believers. The pious young man sat at home, feeling remorseful. He thought, "How could I eat this apple without permission? It doesn't belong to me and I didn't ask the owner." Determined to make things right, he decided to find the owner of the orchard. After some searching, he finally met the old man who owned the orchard. "Uncle," the young man said, "yesterday I was extremely hungry and ate an apple from your orchard without your knowledge. I am here today to ask for your forgiveness." The owner replied sternly, "By Allah, I will not forgive you. I will be your adversary on the day of judgment." The young man began to cry and begged the owner to forgive him. "I am willing to do anything for your forgiveness and to rid myself of this sin," he pleaded. The owner remained unmoved and left the young man, who continued to follow him, pleading and crying. Finally, the owner said, "I will forgive you, but on one condition." The young man's face lit up with hope. "Anything, uncle." The owner said, "My condition is that you marry my daughter." The young man was shocked by the proposal. The owner continued, "But you must know that my daughter is blind, deaf, mute, and paralyzed. I have been looking for a trustworthy man to marry her and take care of her with all her conditions. If you agree, I will forgive you." The young man was stunned and began to contemplate his situation. He thought, "I can endure this in this life to save myself from the sin of the apple." He turned to the owner and said, "Uncle, I accept your daughter, and I ask Allah to reward me for my intention and to compensate me for my sacrifice." The owner then said, "Good, my boy, come to my house next Thursday for the wedding feast. I will take care of her dowry." On the appointed day, the young man arrived at the owner's house with a heavy heart. Unlike any other groom, he was filled with dread rather than joy. The owner welcomed him and, after some conversation, led him to the room where his daughter was waiting. When the young man opened the door, he was taken aback by what he saw. In the room stood a beautiful young woman, more radiant than the moon, with long, silky hair. She stood up and walked towards him, graceful and poised. She greeted him, "Assalamu alaikum, my husband." The young man was in shock, unable. The young woman, understanding his confusion, took his hand and said, "I am blind to all that is haram, mute from speaking haram, deaf to all that is haram, and my feet do not walk towards haram. I am my father's only daughter, and he has been searching for a pious man for me. When you came to him crying over an apple, he said, 'The one who fears Allah over an apple will surely fear him in all matters.' Hence, he chose you for me. Congratulations to you and to me."
Thank you so much for watching and supporting my channel. Your time and attention mean the world to me. If you enjoy the content and find it valuable, please consider subscribing to my channel. You won't miss any of the new and exciting content I have planned, especially for you. Join our community and stay up to date with the latest videos that benefit you and teach you everything that is good for you. Don't forget to like, comment, and share with your friends. Thank you again. I look forward to growing together.